I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. It was supposed to be the first of its kind in the world, a vertical shaft wind turbine that was projected to cut the energy bill at Sullivan County Community College by 50%. That prediction was made back in 2008 when ground was broken for the project on the college's Loch Sheldrake campus. College officials also touted the project as a valuable on-campus teaching tool for its green energy curriculum. But since then, trouble surfaced with Environmental Technologies, the developer of the 111-foot-tall experimental turbine, amid claims of weaker than anticipated on-site winds. Now comes word that the project will not be pursued, with the turbine to be dismantled beginning June 1st. Reporter Leonard Sparks will have more on the project's failure in tomorrow's edition of the Times-Herald Record. What sort of impact will the death of Osama bin Laden have here in our part of the world? Well, that question is now being debated. The White House is currently debating the pros and cons of releasing secret videos and photos taken of bin Laden following his death at the hands of a team of highly trained Navy SEALs. The chairman of the Global Studies Department at SUNY Orange, Professor Paul Baczynski, says releasing that material at this point is a tough call.
But it might be appropriate to the extent that the United States government can show Americans and the world definitively that bin Laden has been taken out, that he will no longer be a threat as the leader of Islamic extremism in the Middle East and around the world. That's appropriate. On the other hand, you don't want to release that information and potentially have it go viral on the internet and then make a further martyr out of this madman and what he did to the United States and other nations. It's a very tough balancing act that the administration has to pull off.
Baczynski says the killing of bin Laden is sure to give President Obama a boost in the polls, but even with this victory for his administration, he thinks Obama's re-election chances won't be good unless gas prices go down. The closed section of Route 211 between Middletown and Otisville should be reopened within 6 to 8 weeks. That's the word today from a spokesperson for the State Department of Transportation. The road was closed after a flood of the Shawangakil wetlands washed out a section of pavement in the town of Mount Hope back on March 11th. The DOT needed a permit from the Department of Environmental Conservation before work could begin. The delay has been a source of frustration for local residents and businesses impacted by the closing and resulting detour. Repair work is now underway, and DOT officials hope the culvert repairs can be completed prior to the current 6 to 8 week timetable. Elsewhere, police in the town of Highlands today released the identity of the man who died in a two-car crash Saturday near West Point's Stony Lonesome Gate. 53-year-old Alfred Fasano of Highland Mills was killed after the car he was in collided with another vehicle at the intersection of Mountain Avenue and Stony Lonesome Road. Fasano's wife Nancy was behind the wheel and was being treated at Westchester Medical Center. Those in the second car were not seriously hurt. Town police had yet to determine if any charges should be filed. Newberg Mayor Nick Valentine says he'll make a decision by the end of the month about whether to run for re-election this year. The Republican incumbent has found himself in a familiar territory. If he decides to run, he'll have to take on a party-endorsed candidate in a September primary, something he's had to do in the past. Last night, the Newberg Republican Committee endorsed current GOP Councilwoman Christine Bello in her bid to become Newberg's next mayor. To this point, Judy Kennedy is the only announced Democratic candidate. And those visiting West Point on Sunday learned a little something about the cultural diversity at the Academy. The second annual powwow, sponsored by West Point's Native American Heritage Forum, was held at Trophy Point and it put the spotlight on the impact American Indians have had on the military and here in our region.
We want to, bring a little bit of what our culture is from our hometowns to West Point.
Currently, about 50 cadets are of Native American origin. Organizers hope to grow the festival of music, dance, and awareness in the years ahead. You'll need your raincoat and umbrella in your travels tomorrow. It'll be cloudy and rainy. with temperatures expected to top out at around 60 degrees. We'll see improvement on Thursday with a mix of sun and clouds with a chance of a passing shower. The highs will be in the mid-60s. For news when it breaks, keep clicking here at Record Online and read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.